Hey guys, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing in this now moment with myself and with one another. If you haven't seen these videos before, welcome back if you have. My intention is unity and oneness and the highest levels of love light. I just want to go into a little flow. I haven't done a flow car video in a while. I did a video this morning. Welcome to Mercury retrograde. I can't post it because you can't understand what I'm saying, and I had a lot of things I wanted to share, but maybe I'll share them in a different way. So this is meant to be felt, not necessarily understood on a linear basis. The words that I use are essentially from my higher guidance team, and sometimes just inflow messages. Sometimes they are word geometry. So we'll see what wants to come through. Sometimes it's light language. Taking some deep breaths in. And many of us are reuniting with other aspects of us, for we are all each individual aspects of each other from one perspective. Yet these aspects of us are returning to home, one might say, like a magnet, a magnetic heart pull, pulling back to us the cords, the agreements, the people, the beings, the experiences that we've chosen to connect with in this lifetime, so that we can begin to move anew, so that we may begin to freshen up, one might say, so that we may change yet again our view, our perspective, our relationships, and who we interact with, and choose to experience in this new experience together in a new realm and region of space. For we are not held within the same capacity that we once were. Our capacitance has expanded, has elongated, one might say, and that resonance in which we hold has a frequency differentiation that allows us to differentiate between that which was and that which will be, that which is a higher frequency and higher input that we wish to co-create and collaborate with. We are being called to direct our awareness and our attention inward. And as we direct our attention and our awareness inward, we are less frequently distracted by those others who may not be aware of where their intentions are guiding them, for they are allowing themselves to be guided by others' intentions. And while this may have been done with purpose, with purposeful intention for energy retention, one might say. So I'm being shown like the old framework. We had controllers of our reality that intentionally distracted us into a realm so that we could co-create what they wanted us to co-create. Yet we are moving from a space of understanding that that is an old story. That's an old paradigm. So we're being called to recognize that we have already moved out of that, and we are already moving into a new dimension, a new diversity, a new university, a new unity, our own university that allows us to create and spin our new set, if you will, of geometric equivalences that allow us to shift and change how it is that we create our reality. We are no longer held within the same song and dance, and this goes back to the word capacitance. We allow ourselves to create a higher realm of achievement, for what we have achieved in this realm is beyond that which we even realize. It is beyond that which we can even comprehend or calculate, for the energy that has shifted, that we have shifted together, is incalculable. I might have just made that word up. And uncomparative, for it is uncomparable to, there's a lot of play on words here. I'm seeing para, so much. I have to go back and look at this. It is unparalleled, for we may not realize that we are establishing, that we have established, that we are co-creating in this new way, but we have. we are and we will be. Therefore, we are able to see a broader spectrum of our co-creations, and we are now creating exponentially in such a way that I'm seeing the more we've graduated. So from this new universe, this new university, through this diversity, we no longer create through adversity. We no longer create that which others wish us to see. And from our new space with new eyes that see, we now see what is in plain sight. Oh, plays on words. We allow ourselves to expand into this new vision. And as we allow ourselves to expand into this new vision, we can no longer be told from one perspective what to envision. For we are envisioning in a whole new way. Going back to broadband spectrum. It's like when we went from analog to digital, or when we went to whatever the old television was to HD. So we see higher definition, we see a higher dimension, we see from a higher definition of dimension. And as we look higher, we reveal more definition and let go of the old definition of how our reality looks. We let go of our old forecasting, one might say, and we no longer fall prey to the forecast of doom and gloom. For we are recognizing that while many would like to rain on this parade, the old reigns, the old way of reigning is over. So if we can allow ourselves to look past this current miscalculation and allow ourselves to move with the new flow of numbers, the new fluidity that the numbers are encouraging, recognizing that the numbers are encouraging, and allow ourselves to encourage one another versus seek and destroy from one perspective. It allows us to seek, and destroy that which no longer fits within this new realm of directive. When we use the word destroy, it is not in the sense of destruction or self-destruction. It is not necessarily, I'm seeing play on words here. It's de-story. So we're taking apart the old story and looking at it with new eyes. And we're seeing where the pages have been reconstructed, so to speak, and what has been deconstructed because of that. So it's basically we're building a whole new structure. The more fluid we can be in our own journey, the less restrictions we put on ourselves, the less restrictions we put on one another, the less restrictions we are then seeing all around us. So we open ourselves up to the juice, so to speak. We open ourselves up to this free-flowing freedom, newfound freedom. I'm seeing like a lot. Our journey then unfolds and becomes full of boundless potential, for we are not bound to the old, I'm seeing a lot, referential, sequential way of doing things, the habitual patterns that we may have felt the need to express in the past are now falling away, for the lock and key projections that we were once locked into have lost their key. They have lost their ability to key into our own framework. Our own expansibility has cracked the code, so to speak, and they are no longer able to key into what it is that we are viewing, what it is that we are seeing, what it is that we are experientially creating, for we are now creating from a higher framework, and it is inaccessible to those who cannot see the bigger picture. For those that can see the bigger picture, that are co-creating, are beyond that, beyond the reach of those that would seek to teach false proximities. This is a play on words. So proximity is proxies. It's about numbers. It's about math equations. It's about, I'm hearing proximal delusions. So we invite one another to hold fast to the recognition that we are on the home stretch, for we have stretched beyond the home that we once felt safe in at times. And this can be scary for some, yet we as a force, so to speak, I'm hearing like the Jedi, are to be reckoned with. And this is a play on words. We are the reconnaissance. We are, I'm hearing Renaissance. We are the recon team. We are on a mission, and our mission has been, is successful. For in the future books, that which was written is now creating such a ripple effect and such a strength in the storm that all has been shaken loose. And we are now creating from a, I'm hearing a lot, so I'm just kind of waiting to tune in. I'm hearing the caboose has caught up. So it's the tail whip. It's the tail of, it's the story. We're creating the story. So again, we are being called to look within. We are being called to let go of the distractions that seek to disable us. For the only disability that we have is the inability to see that we are the ones creating these abilities. We are the ones creating this reality, this realistic illusional field is through our own creations and imagination from one perspective. So what is it that we can imagine? What can we see for our future? What can we allow to be by looking inward to see what is inside already that is the future version of you and me? So I'm going to end on that note. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Just to share briefly, we are using our imagination to create technology, to create through art, dance, music, science, which is technology too, but science. And we're putting our heads together essentially and combining our heart signature frequency. So I'm going to end on that note. There's so much more, but I invite you to just play with this. Essentially letting go of the distractions and staying focused with clear intention. And I'll talk about this in a later video perhaps. And recognizing that, you know, our need to be distracted sometimes is just because of our fear to be the creators. Sometimes we're so used to relying on somebody else to tell us what to create because that's the way that we've been living our whole lives. So there is such a huge amount of people that are co-creating in this new energy that it's already been done. We're already doing it. So thank you so much for tuning in. And there's a lot more, of course, that I'll go into later, but this was just a little word play. And love and light, guys. Namaste.